Hey Jada, I'm just looking at your self-portrait here. It looks pretty good. You have quite a few layers. You've done some hand-drawn images here, which I like. It's pretty cute. You got some wings and a crown. Um, this all looks good. I like the design. I like the colors. Um, I do kind of think, so you are in CMYK color mode, which is great, but I did notice if I go to image size, you're at 100 at 8 by 10. So we were supposed to be 8.5 by 11 at 300. Maybe you opened up the background image and that's what it was set to, and that's maybe what happened. Maybe you were working on this background and just opened it up and started placing things into it instead of starting a new file at the correct dimensions, 8.5 by 11 at 300 ppi, and then doing a file place embedded of the background and all the other elements on top of that. That might have been what happened. A lot of times students do that. Um, yeah, I think it looks good other than the image size and the dimensions are not quite right. But everything else looks good. I notice your comment on this being very open-ended, and yeah, that's kind of how the projects go for this class. So you might kind of struggle with that a little bit, but hopefully with time you can get more confident. I think the main thing is just coming up with a good idea at first. And then once you get your idea, then it's easy after that. I mean, somewhat. You just have to do the technical things, like use the software and put the thing together to make it work. But like really the hardest part of a project like this is just coming up with the initial idea of like, what do I want to do? And then coming up with something that's kind of solid in your mind of what you want to accomplish and what you want your project to look like. Um, and maybe, the thumbnail process is supposed to help with that, where you can kind of draw out sketches and really get a good idea of what you want your project to look like. And so just spend a little more time on that stage of thumbnails and getting your idea really dialed in at the thumbnail stage. And then you can kind of work with the software to get where you need to be. So yeah, some students do struggle with the more freedom. I find a lot of students really like the freedom and they really go crazy with it. So it just depends on who you are. Some people do better with more parameters, and some people do better with less. So it's just kind of it's not good or bad. It's just different. So hopefully with time you can kind of get used to um, just coming up with um, your own creative ideas and rolling with those, and hopefully this it gets more comfortable for you moving forward. Anyways, I think this turned out really good, and great job, and we'll talk to you later.